Hi everyone and welcome back to the Crafty Yellow Camper, and I just wanted to pop on today to talk to you quickly about the Cottage Wreaths stamp set and dies. It's a really nice set. It can be used for Christmas, birthdays. You've got some spider and a Halloween greeting. You've got these lovely little bits of foliage, nice bigger bit there. You've got this twiggy wreath which would make a really good Halloween card with the boo and the spiders hanging off of it. Yeah, some little holly leaves, some berries, and some sort of Christmassy tree leaves. The greetings, you've got hello, grateful, Merry Christmas, boo, and some people just make life better. So you've got lots of options there. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about was layering up. There are dies that cut these out. As you can see, there's quite a lot. There's these two which cut out the outside of the two main wreath shapes, and then there's these ones that layer up extra pieces, and then you've got dies for the holly leaves, the foliage, the autumnal leaves, the spider, there's the berries, and Stampin' Up have done their usual thing, very kind to us. There are 1, 2 that I can see for the berries, and there are 2 for the autumnal leaves. There are 2 of these, 3 of these. I'm just trying to have a look. There is an acorn there. I thought there might have been more than one acorn, but it looks like there's only one. Anyway, what they've tried to do is make life simple if we're going to be cutting loads and loads of different things out. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's an outside bow, and there's also a complete bow shape there. So there's lots and lots of dies that go with this, but I wanted to talk to you about the stamp set. So if you've ordered this stamp set, before you take it out of off its plastic sheet, it's a good idea to mark it up so that you know where to lay your die. So you'll notice that there's I'm trying to get this in so you can see it, there's a little arrow there, and there's a little arrow there. Hopefully you can see those. So what I do when I get my stamp set, I make sure that it lines up with the writing underneath. I've had that bow off, so that's why it isn't. Yeah, make sure that it lines up with the sentiments and things and the images underneath. And then with a Sharpie, pull off the top layer of the acetate. I'm holding this in the air. Obviously, I wouldn't do this in the air. And then with a Sharpie, just make a mark where that arrow is. It won't harm your stamp set. So literally a mark with a Sharpie where that arrow is, and you can see I've done it on this one here as well. So I get it lined back up there. And then what I do is I take the whole stamp off the acetate and then put another mark on the back. So if for any reason this one does wipe off or come off where we're wiping the stamps to clean them, you've got another one on the back. And then I think it's this one, and then the dies have this little lug here. Hopefully you can see that. And when you've stamped that image, if you line up, make sure you put your dot at the top, then you'll always know where it is. And then line up your die. Help if I got the right one actually, wouldn't it? Line up your die. There we go. Line up your die. That was the die for the other one. Line up your die, and then it will always line up when you come to die cut it. Otherwise, you'll make them work hard for yourself because you'll be standing there spinning that die round like nobody's business. And then also, when you go to put it back on here, again, line up that dot with the arrow that you've made. Okay? So that's my top tip for that. Now I'm just going to put together a quick card. I'm just going to show you what I've got. So I've got a cherry cobbler base card. So this is half of a UK A4 sheet cut lengthways. So this makes this cut at 10.5, basically the whole length of the card, and we're going to use it standing up in a tent fold. And then I've used some of the Lights Aglow paper and the deckled rectangles dies, which gives this really nice sort of old torn papery effect, and that is going to go in the middle of our card front. This is just a nice, quick, simple, easy to put together card. Okay, so I'm going to stick that just literally eyeballing it right into the middle of the card, so we've got a nice border of the cherry cobbler. And as I said, this is the Lights Aglow paper, and this is the metallic shiny side. Hopefully you can see that. And then I did cut 2 of the wreaths with the idea of layering them up, but you don't really see much of the one behind, so I'm just going to use this one. And I'm going to put some dimensionals, and it's big enough to put full size dimensionals on. Told you this was going to be a quick card, didn't I? Let's just flick the backs off. I'll save the branchy wreath for something else. It will get used. Okay. Again, there doesn't seem to be a right or a wrong way up on this one, so I'm just going to put it right in the middle. And then I've stamped and die cut using the outline die, the bow. But if you don't want to stamp, you could just use the die that cuts all of the detail out, which is this one here. So I've used this one after stamping, but you could just use that one. And I'm going to pop that on at a little bit of a jaunty angle. Okay, and then I need a greeting, so we're just going to go with the Merry Christmas that's in here. If I can get it out of the packaging, that would be good. I'm just going to grab a small block to put that on. Now, I always say use a block that's the right size, and I'm very well aware that this isn't, but it's the one that I had to hand. I'm going to grab my cherry cobbler ink, and I save my bigger trimmings for this, exactly this kind of thing. So I'm just going to stamp that on there. A quick clean with my chamois, which looks absolutely disgusting, but is clean. Okay, so let's just pop that in there so I know where it is next time when I want it. Try to get into the habit of always putting your stamps away, because especially these photopolymer ones, they end up stuck on the bottom of things and you can't find them. Okay, so I'm going to use a punch, I think, to punch out this. I'm just trying to think what I'm going to go for. Oh, goodness me. I'm not sure now. Okay, maybe I won't punch it out. Maybe I'll just trim it down, actually. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm just bringing in my little guillotine. Unfortunately, you can't buy these guillotines. This was a... wasn't just a demonstrator thing. I think it might have been a sign-up thing during Celebration. Now, I want to trim this down. This is why I've gone for my guillotine, because this is really small to have in the trimmer. But with this, I can get this a little bit more trimmed to how I want it. Actually, I don't want to take that end off yet. I've deliberately left that end long, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm just trying to take a little bit more of the Merry Christmas off. Obviously, never close a guillotine with your fingers underneath it, Julia. Okay, let's just get rid of all those bits of trimmings and dimensional backs into the bin. I also promised I was going to clean my mat before I recorded another video, and I haven't. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop at an angle across this end. So I'm just lining it up on the end of the guillotine. I'm just going to take that off like that, just to give it a little bit of feature. Life's too short for cleaning. And I'm just popping some dimensionals onto the back. I told you this would be a very easy and quick card. I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. And then we've got our Merry Christmas. Now, I can't decide whether to put it up there so it overlaps, put it down here so it overlaps, or put it across our wreath. No, I think we're going to go for it up here in the corner. No, we're not. Down here in the corner. And then what I'm going to do is just add some gems. So these are the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. Now, you could, if you had a bit more time than me, spend ages stamping these bits, layering them up on the wreath. I'm a bit pushed for time today, so I'm just going to keep this nice and simple and easy. And we're just going to add as I said, some of these iridescent rhinestones. They're so pretty. I don't think the camera really does them justice. I'll hold it up a bit closer in a minute, and then hopefully you'll be able to see. We're going to have one in the middle of our bow. Always try and remember to do odd numbers as you go around things. So 1, 3, 5, 7, that kind of thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just popping 5 on here. Gonna have one up there, I think. There we go. Just move those out of the way. I'll just hold that up to show you. There you go. I don't know if you can. There we are. I think you can hopefully see the shimmer on those. What you can't see is that they are, well, they are called iridescent rhinestones, but they're sort of this lovely bluey, purpley, pinky, reddy colour. I don't know if you can, you might get a little bit of that on there. Anyway, that's my card, and then I've just got a piece of basic white to go inside. Oh, and I'm just over my 10 minutes, and I'll stamp a greeting on that. So there you go. Hope you like the card. Quick and simple one, easy to make for production line. And in fact, if you have your Stamparatus, you can line up this stamp on your Stamparatus with the dot at the top and then hinge stamp with it, which would make this a really quick and easy card to make if you've got multiples. So that's all from me for today. I'll hopefully see you again soon. Thanks for watching and happy stamping. Bye for now.